Well, that Jake Paul-Mike Tyson fight sure was something, and we got the clips. Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signore. I got my glasses on because it's late, and I'm here with Louis Lecca, my boxing expert, and we just watched the Jake Paul-Mike Tyson fight. Louis, I want to go to my favorite clip from the night. You ready for this? This was a fire moment. Here it is. Watch it live. Was he sort of telling him where to come on, get me here? Buffering!
Thanks, Netflix.
That's literally what everyone saw. This is literally as I was taping it.
This is insane that you weren't prepared.
For most of the Netflix, the whole service went out, Louis. So before we could even get to the fight, a lot of people couldn't even watch the fight because Netflix didn't have their self in gear. I was kind of floored how unprepared they were. Now, granted, I think it's unfair for many because you're literally everyone's getting this error interruption. And I imagine they were getting so many people watching. But the question was everybody watching happy? It started okay. Here was the tail of the tape. We got to remember Tyson is 58 years old. Jake Paul, much younger man, more in shape, was always sort of the favorite to win just because of his age. And yeah, as the fight began, the age really started to show, didn't it, Louis? It was, first round was okay. And then it just started. You could just see he was tired, man. And as these hits were coming in, Jake was definitely hitting them. And it was at times kind of tough to watch. I think we were all rooting for Mike. And there he is biting his glove. Thank God it wasn't the ear. And bam! I mean, you can just see he's feeling it. I mean, and there's a little part of me that's this is kind of elder abuse. We got more clips, but I want to go to you, Louis. I mean, you weren't very excited. Was it as uneventful as you expected it to be? I mean, he did make it all the way, guys. He did make it all the way, but what did you think, Louis?
Well, I gave you my prediction on Popcorn Planet was a decision of Jake Paul. I think that's exactly what I said. And he didn't. And if he went all out, I thought Tyson was going to get knocked out. And obviously Jake Paul started holding back, in my opinion. But it was the fight. I was curious to see if it was going to be scripted or what. So we didn't really know. And I could say right now, in my opinion, it was a real fight, as if Jake Paul held back. And Tyson doesn't even represent 58-year-olds. And I'll tell you why. He's never active. His last fight was 20 years ago. So he's not even an active 58-year-old fighter. And this fight also proves that a lot of people out there on the internet don't know anything about fighting. All right. They look at how mad the guy is or if he has pectoral muscles. None of that matters. Boxing is about balance and reflex and stuff. Mike Tyson's lost fights against technical fighters in his prime. He's susceptible to stuff. He's just, if he doesn't get you with one punch, even if his prime, it's over. I was rooting for Mike just, because Jake Paul has a nice gimmick, scheme, con artist type of thing going on because no one knows about fights. They think he's actually good. He's not really fighting fighters, Andy. There's always a gimmick. It's always like a taxi
stunt fighting. It's not real fighting.
No.
But to his credit, bravo, the dude's so rich and creating stunts that we're all watching.
Yeah. Well, it's at the expense of my favorite sport, though. That's why it's annoying. But then again, what do? Do you hate the game or the player? He's doing what he's gonna do. He's making his money. Like you said, it's the audience that's dumb.
Yeah, I mean, it was clearly an all act. I mean, here's the final punches landed. It was a decision, Paul, and it was 78 landed by him, only 18 landed by Tyson, and 278 thrown, only 97 thrown. So it was. Percentage-wise, not too far off, but just it wasn't really that much going on. And Louis is absolutely right. Near the end of the fight, which is honestly, I could say there's a little bit of respect for me to Jake Paul for not killing Tyson because he could have killed Tyson in that ring if he wanted to. He could have unloaded on him at the end because Tyson was definitely feeling it as he's sort of walking around. You could tell there was issues with his legs. And I felt for Tyson just because I'm like, oh, man, these two. But to Tyson's credit, he stuck it out. He made it 8 rounds, which was pretty impressive for his age. But you could tell he was winded. He was ready to go. And again, no disrespect to him. He held his own though in that ring at that age against a younger fighter who's not the best fighter, mind you, either, right, Lewis? But he did hold back. He did, have some respect. There was a moment of just sort of afterwards of, you could tell, I don't know, I got the vibe they were, they were friendly. They really were, they honestly, this fight made them both rich. It made Tyson relevant again. It got them both on, a lot of attention, a lot of money. It was a pretty smart deal for both players involved. And I got to say, there didn't seem to be a villain. We all want to hate Jake Paul a lot, but Jake, at the end was very much like, there was literally at the end, he bowed to Tyson even before the ring of the bell, just because, you could feel there was a little bit of a, I'm not going to kill this man on television type of vibe, which again, while I agree it was a fight in the beginning, I think it ultimately was just, there was a clear rule of let's make it to 8, whatever it takes, is what I think at least was said, where it's like, we're going to punch each other. Who knows what's going to happen, but don't kill me and I won't kill you. And let's just, give them something so they feel like we got 8 rounds, even though, did they really get a fight? Do you think the fans are going to like this? I'm curious if you watch the fight, tell us in the comments, but what do you think, Lewis?
No, the reviews are bad already, but again, there's a lot of idiots out there that get conned easy. All the videos were like Mike Tyson, but it's all from the 80s, So Tyson, even the training montages they had of his recent training was like literally, if you combine them all together, it's like 20 seconds. Like, he doesn't fight, he doesn't train. So that's the outcome. It is what it is, all right. And Jake Paul, what is this Logan or whatever?
Jake,
man.
It's Jake.
Yeah, the other guy's taller. Tyson wants to fight him now. But anywho, listen, he's not doing anything wrong. I think the people bought it, and it is what it is. So.
The biggest, I can't show it here, I don't think on YouTube, but the best moment of the night was in the locker room moment where his son's interviewing him, and he turns around, love you, son, and we just see his bare ass. It's on my Twitter if you want to go check it out. It's all over Twitter. It was the funniest move, and it was the troll. And ultimately, at the end of the day, look, it was a boxing match, sorta. But it was definitely, I think, I don't know if it was prearranged.
No.
But I think there was a respect level going on, which I'm just glad nobody died.
they both fought to the best of their abilities.
And because it's true.
Trying to knock him out, he just can't anymore. And Jake wasn't, because he knows it's a lose-lose situation. He wins. He beats up a 58-year-old legend. It's a lose-lose for him, except in the bank account. Now, if
Correct.
you guys want to see real fights, don't watch this stuff. Make him fight a real fighter in his prime, same size and stuff. He could also be 58, but how's about an active fighter? You know what I mean?
Here's the moment, because it was a lose-lose in a way. So that, like, literally, the match isn't even over, and Jake's doing and even Mike sort of hands it out, and you could tell they're just both exhausted. Like, Jake Paul should not be this exhausted. Let's keep it a buck. Tyson, yes. Jake Paul, no, dude. You should be better trained at this point. You're at that age, as a boxer, you so-called. You shouldn't be so out of it. Now, maybe you were adding that on a little bit to show the respect, but at the end of the day, it was clearly I don't know what you call it, not rigged, but not as exciting as we thought. But I think, what did people expect, Lewis?
Well, they expected Mike Tyson to win in one round. And and I set up the rules already. The rules were bigger gloves, 2-minute rounds, eight rounds. I mean, that's not a professional fight. I know it was sanctioned by the athletic commission of boxing, but that's not how pro fights go. And till the next scam, because all you guys are going to be going, oh, this guy's really going to get Jake Paul. This former basketball player, he's really tall and mad, and he has a lot of muscles. Look, muscles. When I used to work out, the guys with muscles, I love them, because I used to just go boop with my pinky and they used to fall. It's the skinny, lanky dudes you have to watch out for. Those will kick your butt, all right? Free lesson from Lewis as a boxing right there. There you go. But it is what it is, Andy. I wanted
it
Mike
was what it was. But at the end of the day, I tuned in and I watched, and my gosh, they got so popular that Netflix servers crashed. And I expect this is only the beginning of crazy circus fights that Netflix is going to put on there as live events. Because, look, I missed the live event. Everything's now, not even TV scheduled anymore. It's nice that we all like tuned into something, whether it was dumb or not. I hope Netflix or other people start doing this more so we can have these cultural moments. I just hope the next one's a little bit more exciting. But there it is. Jake Paul won. Yeah. Final thought, Lewis.
Watch the undercard. There was a couple ladies that were great. They had a lot of
that was a good fight,
and a couple
she
guys
got robbed.
Too. She got robbed. The Puerto Rican lady got hit in the eyeball. That's very dangerous and unprofessional of the ref to let that fight go. But anyway, she still won. That's a great fight. Those two were good. That was real fighting right there.
Yeah. What were you do? Biting your glove? They asked him at the end. I have a biting fixation.
He has a tick. I've followed Mike Tyson's career forever. He does bite his gloves when he's in trouble.
And ears.
Yeah.
And ears if he doesn't have a glove. So thankfully he didn't do it to the ear. But there you go. Follow my man Lewis over at Nerd Report. Hit the subscribe here. There it is, a late breaking report for you regarding the fight. What did you think? Did you watch it on a scale of 1 to 10? What was your disappointment level? A 0, 10. How disappointed were you? Hot 10 being very. Tell me down in the comments. Thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned for more.